Hey everyone, and welcome back to the YouTube channel. So here's a bit of information that you may not know. Craigslist is a great treasure trove of vintage equipment, tools, anything like that that you're looking for. A lot better waiting for something to come up that you're looking for. We've been talking about getting a metal lathe or mill to do some work. He's got this John Deere 720 haybine that has a broken gearbox. Basically, we had been looking because we wanted to do the repair on this. This beast came up on Craigslist for under $300, and it is super neat. Let me turn this camera around and show you about this. From the pictures that I saw of this on the internet, this was $275, which the scrap metal that you would probably get for that would be more. What do you think it even weighs?
Oh, it's heavy. It's a truck, right? This forklift couldn't hardly lift it, but...
Well, it is just something. Let me
have to look it up on the internet, see if we can get any information on it.
Yeah, we always like to get the history on this kind of stuff. Bradford Mill Company. Machine Tool Miners, Cincinnati, Ohio.
Manufacturer.
Oh, well, that's a heck of a way to... Okay. Yeah, that's some abbreviation. Well, do you know how to use it?
Yeah.
Did the guy ever use it?
I don't think so.
Look at that. Looks like he put some fresh oil on it to make it go here and there.
We'll look it up and see if we can find anything out about it.
Did you get an owner's manual?
No.
Oh boy. We have some old-timey stuff here, and like my apple cider press is about the one thing that we could not get any information on. It's just real neat. I've got all the vintage information on like the Surge bucket milkers and we had a Hocking Valley corn sheller. Did it come with any tools, like for the grinding part?
Not cutters or anything.
Yeah. Uh-huh. Okay. Well, we got to figure out how we're going to quite get this unloaded. And I'll show you what we did the last time. We had to unload a generator off of a trailer. And we had this old chain fall. We used it to raise up a cow. And he decided that, oh, let's leave it there to unhook this. And he hasn't unhooked it yet. So it's kind of time for that to get taken down and moved so that it doesn't sit up there. And I don't want it to rot or hurt the tree, but he is going to have to skid this out of here. Bring that over, and he was just talking about building like an A-frame out of some I-beam to have this in the shop permanently instead of like hanging from a rafter or something, because you sure wouldn't want to snap a rafter or something in half doing a job like that. So if you've ever seen a lathe like this before, post in the comments down below so we can know any information about it. I looked up about this Bradford Milling Company, and all I could find out was a Bradford Furniture Company. Nothing real specific about it. So much as we know about it, the guy actually took it in on trade for a job as his payment, and he didn't really want it, so he ended up selling it for $250. My husband started paying him, and he just said, oh, that's enough. So, you know, we got it for $25 less. The guy loaded it up. He even had in his ad he would offer to deliver it for like $1 a mile, which he was local enough to us that definitely could have dealt with that. But we'll get it all unloaded, and we'll get ourselves a little better situated for loading and unloading with that chain fall in the meantime. He did do a job for somebody on it, apparently, and this section was moved from down here on the end.
He just did that to move it. He never used it.
Oh, okay. Well, don't you want it there to unload it? Just to balance it out, or no? Because there's so much weight on that gear end.
I want it downward.
So as he explained to me, all these different gears are your reduction for your speed, or you increase to bigger ones down on the end.
For your feed speed here.
Yeah.
You want to move it.
So he's the guy that knows more about this stuff than me, so I'll let him tell you about it.
I don't know anything about it. I've never heard of the brand. Just
this was without a motor.
yeah.
So you hook it up to a belt and run it that way.
Well, I think somebody had a motor on it. That's what those bolts
Yeah.
are. They probably did. And then it has that piece of belt. They probably ran an electric motor on it for years.
Mm-hmm.
And ran the motor to that belt right there.
I see.
So, but this brand I've never heard of.
Well, just in time, we just were cleaning out a spot in the shop, and I got a wood lathe, or planer, on an auction when we got our sawmill, and it wasn't something that we needed, but it was super cheap. I mean, what did we pay for it? $10 or something, because nobody was really interested in that in the auction. They were bidding on the sawmill that we bought. So that ended up back here, and he said we don't really need it. So we're gonna pull that out and we'll sell that on Craigslist, and maybe it'll earn back some money towards this, right? Kind of the way things go. Okay, he got it unloaded out of the back of the Dodge by using the chain fall. The engine that was sitting here was on a pallet, so he just took the chain to it and dragged it away. Does this look familiar to anybody? He is the king of making skids. So pallets, skids, anything like that for moving. We learned this with moving our milk tank around. This is actually the skid that we had already made for moving the maple syrup evaporator out of the shop and to its place where we used it. And I thought of it this morning and I thought, hey, it's about the right size. Let's give it a try. So he had to add an extra cross piece here to make up for some height difference, because we had put the legs down into some holes here, but every corner of the lathe had a hole for being able to bolt these down. Looks like he used some cheaters. Got some washers in there and whatnot, but he'll be able to get this. He grabbed an extra chain for the chain fall to go here to the side to keep it a little more balanced, and took off that one section that had been sitting right here. It was setting in the center in the truck. So now we got to get it out of here, and we have to get it out of here because, as I said, when you're looking for things, sometimes something comes up on Craigslist, or you're driving down the road and you see it. Check out what he found. He had to get that truck unloaded so he could go pick up something else. I know, like we need more stuff. Well, we've got 5 bottom plows, 2 of them. And with our tractors, we really needed a 3 bottom plow or a 4 bottom plow. So he was able to get a 3, I think it said it's a mold board plow. So Trey has been taking a wire brush on the drill to this to get off everything that he wanted to get ready for painting. It's a real old John Deere. And of course you can see there's hardly any paint on it at all. And he's been working on his clutch and doing jobs on his tractor. He knows that we're going to be doing some plowing, and boy does he want to use this. So I guess the best thing to do is, before we fill it all full of dirt, get the grease out where the grease zerks are. It's real greasy in here. There's a grease zerk on the top of every one of the plow blades. Get it power washed, let it dry. So his dad had some equipment around for painting, and that's going to be one of our next projects. So last year we did a ton of painting around here. Some things don't need paint. This lathe, they look really nice cleaned up with just like a degreaser, and then you actually take old oil and cover it to protect it from condensation, and it makes it real nice and shiny and black. So they can go around and wire brush it a little bit and get some of the machining oil off of it, but it actually really looks nice just in its original condition. The guy you bought it from, if you see the close-up pictures before, took a wire brush to it, and he didn't get into the many, many layers of machining oil and grease. So I think it would be nice just to clean it up a little bit. The power washer's out, but I don't want to weaken the skid by doing that right now. But I will tell you, it has dropped. The temperature has been drastic around here. It's supposed to be in the 80s through Wednesday or Thursday this week, and it's only about 65 today. Way cold. I have honey to take off on the beehives, and it's really just been too cold or too cloudy. The bees don't like it when you open them up when it's too cloudy. So we're getting around to projects like this instead. I am watching YouTube in the barn on my phone and shoveling out manure. It's a funny thing. I know most people don't shovel manure anymore, but this is the part of the barn that the floor drops down below grade and below the dry floor, so you've got to pitch it up onto the dry floor or pitch it up into the manure spreader, and it's hard work. And I'm working on an old pig pen right now that their barrel leaked, and it is a total wet mess. So he's going to go get the tractor. I can hear him around here somewhere. He's going to hook up a chain to this, and we'll watch him pull it away, and maybe I'll show you the unloading to show how the chain fall works to get the plow out of the Dodge, because there's other things to do. I had to take the Dodge to the store today to get groceries. Nobody really bothers anything. Nobody messes with anything. Just a simple run to the grocery store. Things have got to still get done. It's a 2-for-1 special today. He was getting the tractor out and saw I had the manure spreader about full, so he's dumping it out for me. Chain fall, you just hook it on and start lifting, and you can kind of even it out. The nice thing about this Dodge, we don't baby it. It was a work truck when we got it. So Jack has been learning driving. He's 13 now, and around the farm, around this area, kids used to always get their farm license when they were 14, because like with Trey driving around the farm, he was driving this truck through the hayfield last year when he was 8? Or was it before your 8th birthday? Yeah. So Jack suddenly has been having a huge interest in vehicles and learning to drive and licensing, so he's got to get some skills first. So we've been putting him behind the wheel, and as you can see, there is now a steering wheel just for Jack. A little hard to drive when you're learning with a pair of vice grips. So Dad fixed it up for him. Comes in a lot more handy for me, and I can use it to run to the store again. So what are you doing with the lifting straps?
It was tipping towards the back too much.
Does that balance it out a little?
Yeah, we'll try it one more time, and then if it's still off, we'll hook it again. You just have, plows are awkward. Always hard to move and lift. When you lift them up with a backhoe, you usually have to hook a twisty chain. Try it again.
It's a Peerless 1-ton chain fall. I can't read all the beginning. Harrington or Harrington. So you pull the chain a lot and it moves just a little for what you're lifting. The bad thing about it, he learned, is this tree branch is a little low, and when we did the cow, we couldn't lift the whole cow off the ground, which just sucks, trying to skin a cow with it half laying on the ground. So he thought installing it, he installed it with a ladder, and it was just too hard to do. He was thinking of moving it out here. It'll get it a little further away off of the tree trunk, and he could stand on the top of the hay wagon on top of it loaded and get it up there. So I don't know, until, I guess, temporary, till he can get a frame built. If you're in Michigan and you know where we can find a A-frame, like steel structure to hang it from, please let me know. There's only so many hours in the day to look on Craigslist, and there's nothing in our area. So you can see how this kind of worked out, by the way. He started to pull it that way, and the soil's real different right here for some reason. And different grass is growing in here and everything. So we decided to pull it, figuring it might be a little lighter on this side. And it's still, you know, snow plowed in, so digging it right up. We'll have to figure that out, but for now it's up out of the way, and we can get on with this other unloading project. It really wants to shift. Oh no, he cracked the window. Oh, he smashed the window. Oh, the Dodge had perfect glass except for the front window. Oh well. Like I said, it's a work truck. It was just swinging too much. Let's play that back in slow motion and see if it caught it. Digging in the corner.
I know.
You know, I'm thinking I don't want to be under that tree branch. Come on, Trey. Just in case. What if the tree branch breaks? Then we're standing under it. The nice thing is, see, the thickness only goes out a few feet, and then it branches out. Maples have lots of Y sections or paired branching. Shatter, dude. Well, don't mess with it, because if you mess with it, then we gotta put cardboard in it. There's worse things that could happen to this truck. See the front? Push on it.
Okay. All right.
If a bus field is like $350, $400, then those side back windows are just as much money.
Where are you going?
Whatever feels like it.
Okay. All right. Here's these.
All right, we got it.
Okay, here's this. Here's this one.
Look at him. He's getting all kinds of practice in here.
Look at my window.
You borrowed Dad's truck and you came back with it smashed.
Okay. Here's these two.
With these kids, when hijinks like that are going on, you know their dad's probably not too far behind.
All right. Now we'll get the tractor and get it.
Well, now we can power wash it.
Power wash it and put it where we can paint it nicely.
Well, we should power wash it in the grass probably instead of here in the dirt. All right, so there is some unloading with the chain fall and the unloading here of the plow and the lathe. We're gonna get on with our jobs for today. He's got the manure spreader empty for me. It's time to get it filled back up. Let's see if I can get it filled again, maybe by dark. We'll see you all next time, everybody. Thanks for watching. Remember to hit that thumbs up button and that little notification bell over there. Then you know when the next video comes out. See you next time. Bye-bye.